So the three conditions that Hackman and Wegeman found to be essential, and so essential that's what they've named them, the essential conditions for team effectiveness are, one, is the team a real team? And by that, I mean, is it bounded? Do people know who's on the team? Are a lot of people coming and going? Is it stable? And we often find that in the development, and particularly in the humanitarian context, teams aren't often stable. People are coming and going or being sent on a surge. And then the big one is the team interdependent? And that really defines if the team isn't just what we would call a working group, a collection of individuals coming around the table where one person is overseeing health and another is seeing gender and another is maybe doing wash, another is doing operations. Have they really taken time to consider where they need to be interdependent? And then the second condition sounds fairly obvious, but are the right people on the team? And by right people, we mean, is it a diverse team in terms of skill set, levels of experience, gender, culture, orientation, and skills in working as a team? So do people have skills in teamwork? And then the third is, has the team taken time to think about the compelling purpose around which it needs to be interdependent? Is it challenging and consequential, and is it clear? And I would actually argue that in the majority of the teams that I've worked with, the compelling purpose tends to sometimes be misunderstood as the mission of the organization, which is obviously compelling in our context. But the actual purpose for being interdependent tends to not be so clear. And we often find that getting clear on that in and of itself is an incredibly valuable exercise that I work and my colleagues work with teams around. Before we pause for questions, I wanted to then go to the next slide, which are really, once these three conditions are in place, identify what helps the team thrive. So you could say that if you were building a car, these would be the essential parts of the car. And then I want to lead you to what the fuel would be, what would really let the team run. And just before I do that, I wanted to say that one of the reasons I think that team interventions have not always been as effective as they could be in really shifting culture or team performance is because they often focus solely on the interdynamics of the team. Is there a conflict? How are the team relating to each other, which obviously is incredibly important. But if the structural elements that I just mentioned are flawed, then you could have the best retreat or the best team coach or the best intent looking at dynamics, and ultimately you won't necessarily be as effective as you could be in leading a team to success. So the enabling characteristics that Ruth Wegeman and Richard Hackman identified are the following. One, does the team have a sound structure? Are there norms of behavior and engagement? Are they clear to everyone? Are roles clearly defined and responsibilities defined? Are expectations in place? Then is there a supportive context? And that really refers to the organization in which the team is situated. Are resources available? Is there recognition for the work that the team is doing? If the team needs access to learning, is it readily available? And then finally, does the team have access to coaching? And by coaching, we could talk about either coaching by the leader, we could talk about coaching by other members of the team, or someone like me who's an external coach. The question is it available? And then the second question is, are these helpful or unhelpful interventions?